Well, he's a cutie pie. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac.
Skye Squad, we are back in the building. Oh yes, we got to talk about this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. We got some things to discuss. Okay, we got some things to discuss. First off, if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell button, join the texting community, do all those things, and then get right back over here so we can get down with this, on this on this episode. Okay, so I gotta start off by giving you the headline, of course, as we always do. And of course, the headline reads that the Grand Dame is about to expose Robyn and Juan, okay? She about to put down that business, boy. We about to get this good tea on Robyn and Juan, or at least on what Juan is saying, okay, when he gets drunk, all right? Because Robyn comes at her in the episode and asks her why she's not drinking, and is she afraid that she gonna say something that she shouldn't say when she gets drunk. And then the Grand Dame is like, you need to be worried about what Juan is saying when he's drunk. Boom! Mic drop. I was like, ooh, what is this? And so then the producer asked, well, Karen, do tell. Give us the tea. And Karen is like, nope, saving it for the couch. Hopefully I don't have to use it. Now, I wants to know what in the world does Juan be saying when he is drunk, okay? Let me tell y'all something. This is why, for me, I have a 2-drink minimum, okay? I have 2 speeds. One is fun and one is furious, okay? So when I get drunk, I'm either one or the other. So for me, that's why I have a 2-drink limit, okay? That's why you got to keep it down to 2 drinks, and technically 1 these days will suffice, all right? But the streets want to know what Juan be saying when he get drunk, okay? And apparently, Michael Darby knows. Looking at that preview for next week, Michael Darby knows something about that Juan that we just don't know. And hopefully next week we get some tea on what that is. And hopefully if he don't give it to us, hopefully Karen does at that reunion, because that was some stuff right there. What y'all think it is? Comment in the chat below. What you think it is that Juan be talking about when he get the drinking and stuff? What y'all think it is? I really want to know what it is when he get to swerving and throwing back them cocktails. You know what I'm saying? Tell me. Let me know in the comment section what you think it is. Okay. Side note, I do like Juan, okay? I think he's a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? He's a cool dude. I just can't tell if he's really that into Robyn, okay? And Robyn being a beautiful woman, I just don't know. It's just something about their relationship that just be like, So then the ladies also accuse the Grand Dame of setting Candiace up to be in the same space as Monique by inviting them both to the wig event, when in Portugal, Karen did say that she did not invite Monique to the event, okay? But she ain't say nothing about the pre-party, okay? Because you know that's where it goes down. Y'all know, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. Sometimes when you pregame for something, sometimes the pregame be actually better than the main event. Y'all ever had that experience? I have had that experience plenty of times. So, you know, it could be the case that, you know, Karen knew she was gonna have a little shakedown, but that's not really what happened in the episode. And we're gonna get into my thoughts on the episode and what the producers tried to do to us, okay, throughout this episode. All right, we're gonna get into that. Now, I want you guys to rate this episode, okay? I want you guys to give me a rating. Y'all know how we do, from 1 to 10, okay? From 1 to 10. I'm gonna give this episode a 7.5, and let me tell you why I took away a 0.5, okay? I took away a 0.5 because in those previews, they was trying to mislead us and have us believe that Monique and Candiace was about to run into each other at that good event, the way they tried to set it up. And honestly, if you've been watching this show, you know, okay? You know what's gonna happen. If it's one thing for certain and 2 things for sure, these editors are gonna try to pull the whammy on us every time. It has become so predictable. Just like that little song, The 12 Days of Christmas. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
On the 4th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 Potomac houses, 3 some with Darby's, 2 green eyed bandits, and a partridge in Wendy's 4 degrees. Second verse, same as the first.
Okay? And that's what we get every single episode. Some trickery with this editing, okay? I'm gonna need y'all not to do that, because y'all don't need to rely on that for this particular franchise, because the ladies deliver well enough alone, okay? So that's just me. What do you guys think? comment in the chat down below. Okay, so let's go ahead and stage dive. And before we do that, I want to take a little voterization, okay? We're going to do a little voterization because the ladies did come out to support Karen in her wig shift event, okay? Even though they caused a lot of drama while they was there. But I want to know who you guys feel pulled off the wig the best, okay? Do you think Ashley, and that's A, pulled off the wig the best? Or Robyn, that's B, pulled off the blonde wig the best? Or C, Candiace pulled off the blonde wig the best? I'm gonna give you guys my assessment. I kind of felt like Candiace Dillard Bassett pulled off that blonde wig. It was something about it. Something about that shade and the tone of her, the color of her skin, it just worked for me. It just worked, okay? But that's just my thought. Let me know what you guys think down below. Now let's get into the episode because we got a whole lot to talk about. First things first, we see the Grind Diamonds getting ready for her wig event. Shout out to the hair doc for getting his studio featured up in this building. Y'all know I did an interview with him last year. We talked a lot about, you know, how he got into business, how he got to working with Karen, some of her most iconic looks. So if I can, I'll link that and put it in the description down below so you guys can look back at that whole situation because he did talk about it, I believe, last year as well. So got a little bit of inside tea on that a year early. So that was nice. Then we get Ashley and Dean meeting up with Monique at the restaurante, okay? Now in this scene, okay, Ashley discovers two things. The first thing that she discovers is that Karen did in fact invite Monique to the event, or at least the pre-event, all right? We also discovered that that good Grand Dame had some little cocky tails at that good Monique's son's birthday party, okay? This was after the trip to the Portugal, okay? Now, this is confusing to Ashley because Karen did not want to drink around the ladies. And I don't know why anybody would be surprised by that because every time she get to drinking, y'all get to spilling her tea. So at the end of the day, I don't blame this woman for not drinking around you, and you ought to know what it is at this point now. But you know, Ashley is like a good PI, okay? Ashley is Inspector Gadget. Ashley is finding Carmen Sandiego. Ashley is on the case. Ashley, detective extraordinaire, decides that she's gonna pick up the telephone and let me just call Karen and find out what the deal is. Okay, so she calls Karen and says, girl, listen, you told us that you ain't invite Monique to your gathering, but you told Monique she was invited to the gathering. Which one is it? Okay, and Karen is like, oh no, you won't do it to me. I see what you're trying to do. I don't recall saying that. I don't know. And y'all know I'm here for the confusion of it all because Karen stay confusing them and sometimes she confused me, but I'm here for it. For some reason, I feel like certain housewives can get away with being confusing and they can get away with doing things their own certain type of way. Because at the end of the day, you really get that Karen don't mean no harm. And she just really be trying to dip and dodge around these ladies, you know what I'm saying, the best that she can. So to me, I don't really mind when she says and does confusing things because I feel like there's usually a motive behind it, okay? She sees something that we don't see. And I'm going to go ahead and put it down for you guys like this, okay? Well, I'm going to save it because I want to give you a really good explanation of why I believe she was being confusing. I don't know this for certain, but in terms of how housewives and reality TV shows are filmed, I'm going to give you the tea in just 1 second when we get there, okay? Now, we see Robyn and Juan are looking for a new house. I think this is a multi-million-dollar home of some sort. And I was just thinking to myself, now, girl, you got these taxes. Maybe, you know what it is? I'm going to tell you what the people say. In order to manifest the things that you want, you have to put yourself in the position to be there. So you have to put yourself in those spaces. You have to feel the multi-million-dollar home. You got to feel the luxury furniture. You got to feel that designer wardrobe. You know what I'm saying? You got to put yourself in those spaces so that you can manifest what you really want in life. And maybe that's what she was doing in this scene because I don't know with this $90,000 tax issues. I don't really think she got time to be trying to get no multi-million-dollar home, but I could be wrong. I don't know, but I don't think so, okay? But girl, manifest what you want, all right? Speaking of manifestation, and trying to manifest a man that's clearly not there, Gizelle is at the restaurant with her kids, okay? And let me tell you something. Sometimes I don't know who the MVP of this show be, but I want to take a little vote right now. right now in the comment section down below. If you think that Grace is the MVP of this episode, go ahead and put it down. If you think that Karen was the MVP of this episode, go ahead and write that down. If you feel like Ashley Darby and her messy machinations are the MVP of this episode, I'm gonna need you to put it down in the comment section down below. I wanna know what you think, okay? I wanna know what you think because I can't determine which one of these three ladies gets the MVP of the episode because I feel like they all brought it today. And Grace definitely brought it in this scene. She was given, like, you know what, mama, if you don't stop talking about this man that I don't want around, and we ain't seen most of our lives, we ain't seen y'all together, if you don't get out of here with this cockamamie storyline and let me eat my fish in peace, okay? Let me eat my fish in peace on my birthday. You come running around with this story about this man coming up here, you know, for this photo shoot or whatever, and staying the night for a week or whatever. And then at the end of the day, the man don't even show up, okay? The man don't even show up. The man don't show up. Ooh. Let's just go ahead and jump straight into that, okay? Because we talked about the scene with Grace last week, but let's get into the fact that she's setting up with this photo shoot. She
getting the hair done, nails done, toe done, makeup done.
You know, she getting all that stuff done for this whole photo shoot, and this man not even coming. He was like,
nah, I ain't gonna be able to do that.
I just can't. You know, so the producer asked her, well, why are you not more upset about this? And I'm thinking to myself, duh. She had to know this man was not coming. This man was not gonna be anywhere in that vicinity. He got other things to do, okay? He got other things to do. And it's starting to look real true what Karen was saying, that the man lives in the phone, because that's what it seems like as it relates to this show. Now, I don't know what he like outside of the show, but what I'm saying is what we see on the screen, the man is inside the phone, the iPad, the computer screen, and everything else. But the only thing that he ain't at is in the scene, okay? So we're gonna move on from that. Karen and Ray reconnect, and she's in the bathtub, in the bubble bath, doing the toe jam, okay? And he come twinkling on the toes, and he about to get up in the bathtub, and I was thinking to myself, whew, okay, okay. Oh, well, all right, okay. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it, okay? I ain't mad at it because at least she got a man that's interested in her and wants to do those types of things with her, okay? I cannot say the same for everybody else on this show, okay? I cannot say the same. And the only reason I come at it like that is because I feel like they always coming at Karen some kind of crazy way. You know what I'm saying? But Karen is actually doing the things that a lot of them are trying to do. Go figure. Anyway, it's time for Wendy to have a conversation with her mama in the pumpkin patch. Now, to me, I felt like this scene was probably filmed about a month and a half ago before it actually occurred and where we are in the timeline of the episodes, because this seemed like a real Halloween scene. And to be quite frank with you, I wish we had gotten this scene earlier. It really, you know, it really speaks to why Wendy is the way that she is and why she feels like these 4 degrees validate her existence at times, okay? This is something that's rooted in tradition, and I'm starting to understand it a little bit more. And I want to see these scenes with Wendy and her family because I want to get more of a context of who Wendy is as it relates to her mom and her sister. I want to see that dynamic because I just kind of feel like there's got to be some level of, well, my sister's a medical doctor, you know, I have a doctorate, but I'm still trying to prove myself in the eyes of my mother and my family. You know what I'm saying? And that's got to be a real hard thing to do. And she wants to, you know, really develop this passion for political commentary. And I feel in my spirit, I feel like that is really her calling. Okay, I do feel like that is her calling. But I do have to wonder if being on a reality television show is going to help or to hinder that. Time will tell. Time will tell because it's going to depend on how she governs herself and how she maneuvers in the field and outside of the arena of Housewives. Because as you guys know, I mean, Housewives is a show where you have to really, I mean, in order to really be great at being a housewife, you have to allow yourself to actually just be on television. And when you're just being yourself, it's not always going to be good. It's not always going to be the thing that makes everybody proud. You know what I'm saying? Because the real in life is sometimes ugly. And we have to really understand that when we watch these shows, because that's when I feel like the audience will really begin to gravitate towards her. When you can allow yourself to see that the ugly side of life, when you can let that show. You know what I'm saying? So I got on a soapbox about that, but that's what I want to see more of from Wendy if she chooses to come back next season, okay? Now, Michael is meeting up with, Ashley, Michael, and they're having the dinner with Mama and Unc, okay? And they disappointed in him, and they just felt like, listen, when you hurt Ashley, you hurt the family. Now, I gotta say this, to me, I just be kind of feeling like, Ashley, I don't really know about this situation. Now, I don't know how many times you done cheated on this man, but what I know is that I just feel like every season what we have been able to count on is Michael Darby giving us some type of scandal, and it usually is something that makes you look crazy. So for me, I feel like he's a liability not only to your family, but also to you and your career on reality television, and he needs to really settle down, because ultimately, while he does provide great fodder for storylines and whatnot, I feel like he just is not a good look at times for you as a person. But that's just my opinion, okay? My opinion only, all right? So I want to move on to the day of the wig shift, okay? Monique has decided that she is going to come early. She's been invited early by Miss Karen Huger. They do a little champagne toast. Clearly, the grind down trusts Monique enough in order to drink around her. Just not the other ladies, okay? Just not the other ladies. So then next thing you know, Candiace is texting. Apparently, Karen has mysteriously, confusingly invited Candiace early. Candiace on the way, Monique still there. Candiace on the way, Monique still there. Monique, it's time for you to go. She is rushing her out the door faster than you can say, get out, okay? And so Monique has to, she's like, all right, well, girl, let me get my stuff together first. Can I get my pocketbook? Okay, so she's headed out the door, right? She's headed out the door. And so then in the scene, it seems like it's gonna be somebody that's, coming into the scene that is like, Candiace or Wendy or somebody like this. It's the white lady or whatever. And then Ashley comes in about 2 minutes later, and then it's like, the girls start rolling in. So nobody got a chance to see Monique. All should have been well. However, because Ashley Darby's on the case, okay, Ashley Darby, the private eye she is, she chooses, let me tell you something. She listen, I would have been, if I was Karen, I would have been mad and I would have kicked them out. But I gotta say something, because as the ladies were entering, they were real disrespectful to, Steven's establishment. Now, Steven is the hair doc who owns that studio, who really does a lot of work with Karen on the creative tip to, for styling and stuff like that. Now, for me, what I see is this. Robyn, you have got your kids helping you stuff hats in boxes at your home. You don't have no reason to talk about nobody's business or being small or whatever the case may be. That's not cool. That's rude. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see anybody else there with a hairline who is doing any type of, promoting of their hair business, because they don't actually have any type of retail presence that we have seen. So it's like, why is everybody coming down on this woman for being, for being about her business and going about things and doing things the right way? Clearly, she wanted to celebrate the grand opening of Steven's hair salon with also her launch of her wig line. It makes sense. Why not do that? I think that's amazing. And they were just so bent on dismissing her and making her seem less than that they couldn't even really appreciate the fact that this woman is doing some things that they don't do, okay? That's just what I have to say about that, all right? Now, the ladies try on Karen's wigs and whatnot. Now, I like that they participated in that. I really felt like that was, that was cool. Wendy decides that she's not going to participate. I think her weave might have been Sony. I cannot remember what she said about her weave. I don't think all of that hair would have fit up under a wig anyway. So she was like, okay, I'm not even going to do that, okay? So she decides that she doesn't want to do that. So here is where we get, the alcohol conversation or whatever, or the drinking conversation. And, Robyn is like, well, are you afraid that, if you drink, you're going to say things that you shouldn't say or whatever? And that's when Karen is like, you need to be more worried about what Juan's saying when he drinking, okay? And I was like, oh. And Robyn clearly was shook at that moment. So we're going to hope that we find out what that is all about a little bit later, all right? So she getting angry. She decides she's taking off that weave or whatever. And then, here's the thing. they bring up the whole, Ashley brings up the whole timing of, and Monique being invited and whatnot, and you know how everyone is confused about who was supposed to be there, when they were supposed to be there. At the end of the day, Karen is like, listen, I cared about you enough not to set you up, okay? Now, I will admit, I feel like Karen could have handled that situation a lot differently, okay? I would have been like, well, I am going to invite Monique to this event, but she will not be there at the same time that any of you are there because I want my friend to support me. Now, the reason why she probably was not honest with them is probably because of this. This is a reality TV game, and this is what people do in order to stop people from getting the spotlight and stop people from getting airtime. And Gizelle did this masterfully, okay? And I'm not saying it's a good thing because it's not. So what you do is you just don't go to their event, right? So if she said Monique is coming to the event, then she knew that there was a possibility that Candiace, Wendy, Gizelle, and Robyn would not have shown up to the event, which lessens the likelihood that the event would make it to camera, okay? And because this is a new business venture, you want as many people there to celebrate that so that they will actually make it to the season, right? Because otherwise, these little ones and two offs, you know, things don't always make it to air. So the best way to ice someone out is obviously also, one, don't film with them, and then two, don't go to their events, okay? So Karen needed them to come to that event because she needed it to get to the air so that it could be celebrated online and on television, and that's more promotion for the business. So she actually pulled the smart play and got them all there regardless, okay? That's just my assessment. I know how reality TV works in that regards, and I know the tricks that people try to do and try to play behind the scenes, which is why I be trying to tell y'all certain things sometimes, but y'all don't want to see it. You got to look at things, again, like I said, with your third eye. Look beyond just what you see on the screen to what's really going on with the get down, okay? Moving on, Karen is like, I'm out of here. Deuces, I'm leaving my old event. And I'm going out to eat with my man. Now, the producers, I will tell you guys this, when I was watching the after show, the producers did say Karen did not make up an excuse to leave. She did have reservations for dinner that night. She says in the after show that the argument lasted longer than it was supposed to be, than they were supposed to be there. And she left because she was late for her reservation. And as a result, she had to eat KFC. And the producers confirmed that in the after show. So she was not lying when she left that event early. Just got to say that because I did want to watch and find out what was really going on with that whole situation. Let me know what you guys think about this episode. Do you think that Karen should have left her own event? Personally, for me, I would have kicked them out, okay? Boom. Bottom line. Boom. So after they all leave, let me say this. After they all leave, they head outside and discuss Karen not being trustworthy or whatever. And Wendy, once again, is inserting herself and telling Candiace, Karen is not your friend, girl. Karen is not your friend. So that leaves Candiace like, what is going on? Guess we'll have to wait till next week to really find out what's going on when things turn a little bit crazy at the event that Robyn is having. So we'll just have to wait and see how things turn out. Holla back in the comments down below. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell button, and I'm gonna catch you in the next video.